All right, he's taking his first measurement.
Good form, good form. He's got his measurement form back over here. Should I go give it to him?
I don't think so.
Thank you for
I think that's his responsibility. This is where the Hermes
Road.
Oh, here we go.
Look at those hops. He is agile.
The agility.
He's like a gazelle.
The agility on this guy. And we have our first measurement.
All right. I am Travis, and this is Jeff. We're from Subsurface Solutions. We're here at the International Locate Rodeo down in Missouri, Springfield, Missouri. That is, and we just want to give you a quick explainer video. If you're a contestant going to enter a rodeo in the future, we'd like you to understand how it kind of all works. We have a wheel out here, kind of looks like a bunch of string ready to catch a wild animal of sorts, but what this string represents is the locate field. And as you can see around here, if you pan around, you'll see white flags marking a boundary of the contestant's area. And you have to stay within that boundary. If you leave the boundary, you have to immediately get back in. So any hookups that you have will normally always be inside the boundary. So if you're outside the boundary, you're probably gone too far anyway. We're at the electric division, and the contestants are going to have to compete to find the electric cables here. And so all they're worried about is locating electric. So if you have communications, you have gas or water coming through this wheel, they don't have to worry about it. They're here to locate electric only. There's 4 different stations, of course, and beyond electric, you have communications or telephone, you have gas, and you also have a water division. And then whoever wins those divisions can go on to compete in the Locate from Hades,
Locate
right?
from Hell for the Grand Championship.
From Hades. And so, when we're judging this, there's point infractions that they will accrue if they do something wrong. But as they're doing it, I don't know if you can see this, they'll have this with them all the time. And when you locate out this line, what you're going to do is you'll have a stack of flags that you can use, or you'll have coins. They'll have either 6 or 10 coins that you will find where that line intersects the string and go ahead and put your coin down onto the earth, or a flag. But once you stick the flag in and you let go, it's like chess. You have to leave it. It will be a point infraction if you pull it and move it to another spot. Judges will be watching this at all times. But the coin, you can go ahead and move whatever. But when you take your measurement, you're going to measure by using the tape measure they've supplied here. Make sure it's taut. Make sure that this is actually rotated the right way, that everybody else will be using it. And if you have any questions before you even get started, you have 2 minutes to ask all the questions you want to the judge. After kind of looking things over and looking the map over, you have 2 minutes to get whatever questions you want in. But you want to hold it taut, and you want to see where the footage side is. There might be a metric side. So hold it out, measure it and don't push the string down to the ground. Everybody wants to always push it down where the flag is pushing into the ground, but you want to make sure this is straight. Tape measure straight and get it to the nearest inch. So 5'1", you put 5'1" on your sheet. This is the red, I believe. Nope, looks like pink. Is that pink?
Yes, sir.
Pink. So you find the pink, and there's a first measurement right here. You put 5'1". And then if it intersected the string again, like if you had a second line coming through this wheel, through this line, that would be number 2 that you'd put on here. Your second measurement would be the furthest away from the center of the wheel, and you put that right down here. Same with all these other strings. So anywhere electric intersects any of these strings, you want to get your measurements down there. It's going to be timed. Most of them are 12 minutes, I believe. And so you have 12 minutes to complete. Once the 12 minutes is over, if you don't have everything put back away, like if you left the tape measure out like this, and you didn't have it rolled all the way back up, placed back to how it was before, that's an infraction. If you don't have all the flags pulled back out and put back to where they started from, back on the table or wherever they have them positioned, sometimes they'll have them positioned right here in the center of the wheel, that's an infraction. So everything needs to look the same as when you started the whole process. Your gear also has to be back into the bag, and you have to pretty much close the bag lid. You don't have to zip it up if you have a bag or a case, but you have to close it up like you're headed back to the truck. and then you call time. Time starts whenever the judge and the contestant agree. First contestant, how you doing?
Good.
I'm Travis. This is Jeff.
Nice to meet you.
What's your
Yeehaw.
name?
Nice to meet you, Lee.
Lee. You want to fill out the form here?
Yep.
First of all, get your competitor number on there. You're at you're number 100. Get your name on there. And this is going to be your scoring sheet that you're going to take with you to do all your measurements out here. You've been explained how the rules work, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you know how all this works. Have you done one of these before?
Yes.
Okay, so good. You have any questions, you got 2 minutes to kind of look over the map, look at the lay of land, find your boundaries. If you got any questions, you can ask them then. After that, you have no chance of asking any more questions, okay?
Okay, to ensure I understood, my access and everything will locate within the white, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and then I'm going to take my measurements within the wheel.
Yes.
Okay.
And you might have multiple measurements, so.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope, I think I understand.
Your time will start when we say go, and you tell me when I need to stop the clock, but everything needs to be back in the bag and back somewhat over here outside the wheel
in the
area.
bag and back here I yell
Yep,
stop.
and yep, you got 12 minutes to complete the whole thing. Okay, let me read you some of the script here for the judges. So you know to stay within the boundaries. It's a 10-point deduction if you go outside the boundaries and you don't return right away. I mean, it's natural to say, oh crap, I just went beyond the boundary, I better get back. That won't be an infraction, but if you stay outside the boundaries and start looking for spots to hook up and stay out there, it's gonna be a 10-point infraction. All right, so we'll have some coins here. Where are the coins? We'll find them here in a second. We have flags, but you're going to want to go ahead and return all that back here and make sure you bring everything back and put it back to where we started. And then you don't have any other questions, we can go ahead and begin whenever you're ready and go. Let's find those coins and those flags and we can get going. All right, here's your coins if you want to utilize those. Your flags are in the center of the wheel already. Where they're at right now is where they need to be placed back to. Yep, go ahead and get everything packaged up like you would normally carry it out to a locate. And where's my stopwatch? All right. When you get back here, go ahead and say time. We'll stop the stopwatch and you have 12 minutes to get going. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
And go.
Cowboy up.
There he goes. All right, looks like he's hooking up to the transformer first. I don't know if he's located electric before.
I've got faith in him. He said he was a wily veteran. I talked
He
to
has a
him last
Missouri
night.
CGA jacking on, so he should have some experience, you would think. They just don't let any Yahoo volunteer for that position, right? Help out.
No, they're all properly vetted.
Looks like he's been drinking a little bit. He's a little wobbly.
A lot of it.
Oh my.
Got a good access point.
Well, putting his first coin down.
He approaches his first line.
It's getting intense. Oh, that turns.
Well, he swings like he cuts hay. Got a little cowboy
He's a
in
swinger
him.
left. All right. Hope he knows he shouldn't break a string. If he trips over a string and breaks it, it's a huge infraction.
And those major infractions are killers. With only 1,000 points to start with, the deductions really take hold. And there's a couple of them that completely knock you out. You can't even begin to place in the top
That'd
three.
be horrible. He comes all the way to Springfield, Missouri just to be knocked out. His family's going to be disappointed. He's got a young boy at home. I think that he's a father of one, and he, disabled vet. He's been trying to make things meet, and it's been his dream, lifelong dream, to compete here at the International Locate Rodeo to win some money, to help feed his family, put a roof over his head.
It's very sad to think this person is someone's hero.
I think he's been training for, what did he say? 3 days? Or was it 3 years?
3 days.
I don't remember. It doesn't really matter.
It changes minute to minute. He's got a very inconsistent story.
Yeah.
This guy's origin story didn't really add up to me last night when I was talking to him.
Oh,
All right, he's taking his first measurement.
good form, good form. Nice.
So,
Wow.
no.
Does he know? He's got his measurement form back over here. Should I go give it to him?
I don't think so.
Thank you for
I think
that.
that's his responsibility. This is where the
Oh,
Vermin's Rodeo. Here we go.
Ooh, look at those hops. He is
The
agile.
agility.
He's like a
The
gazelle.
agility on this guy.
Gazelle.
And we have our first measurement.
All right. Ooh. Whoop.
A lot of hustle coming off the wheel, but not so much going back. That might cost him later on this round.
Oh, good form. Nice, putting it right back.
Return that.
Okay.
Is he deciding to change access points?
Or is he done?
All right, the transmitter's off. He's removed his ground.
Putting everything back in his bag like it was. Oh, those cables are gonna get tangled for sure.
This is a move I didn't anticipate. He had that signal earlier coming out of the second transformer rather, that I thought he was going to investigate, and he is going to investigate it further.
It's at 4.5 minutes in. It's got plenty of time to finish this thing. But that is the tiebreaker, the time.
Frustration starting to set in on this
I think
competitor.
you've got a bead of sweat coming down, or is that a tear? It's hard to tell from here.
Well, I saw someone litter
Problems
earlier.
with the clip.
Here.
Problems with the clip.
All
Tough ground.
the gusto has left his body. You can see it in his body language that
He's clearly lost energy. All his will's been broken. Wild hearts really can be broken.
We'll see if he can't recombobulate his discombobulated combobulator.
It looks like he's sobering up a little bit.
Well, he's burning calories now. He's bound to sweat it out at some point.
I don't know if he's in peak mode, null mode.
I don't know if
I
he
don't
knows.
think he knows. No.
He's verifying his first flag. All right.
Packing it up.
Now, one of the major issues that competitors have had in the past is not returning everything to the judges'
I see a
table.
flag, a lone flag just laying there still. I wonder if he'll remember that.
See what he does.
Oh, he's going over that way. Oh, making sure that's taut. Yeah. Okay.
It's a good thought. It's a good thought. Putting everything up. Flag, he's returned that.
Impressive.
He approaches the
Good form.
scorer's table.
Time.
All right. 6 minutes and 52 seconds. That was really good. All right. You want to make sure that all your measurements are readable. I see a 10 foot 8 inch. You only had one measurement on blue.
Yes.
Okay. You want to finish your last name there, make sure, because if there's more than one league competing, we got to make sure. And then you're in the power division, so go ahead and circle that. And I will, if everything looks good, I'm going to sign off on it, and we are going to turn it in. All right. Sign off, competitors' initials. I didn't see any infractions. Jeff, did you?
I did not.
All right. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you. We'll get this turned in. Thanks, Lee.
Thank you.
I didn't see any infractions, but there's an infraction list here. We're going to go through it really quick. Anything that's worth 1 point is deducted if you move a flag from the initial placement, failure to replace any of the rodeo coins, which he replaced them, so he was good. Failure to retract the tape, he did that. Failure to have a locating instrument and tools and everything back in your bag like it was to begin with, he did all that. He brought it back here. 5 point infraction if you do any of these. Failure to reconnect bonds on any access point, breaking a string or displacing any spoke or hub, and failure to wear a safety vest. Oh, he didn't have a safety vest. Shoot. Okay, well there's 5 points right there. Boop, boop. And alteration to provide t-shirt cap, competitor number plates, and other supply materials. Now, the safety vest is kind of an overall decision by the group. If whoever's running the event will say you need to wear a vest or not. So possibly they don't need that.
I believe this year's vests were sponsored by Subsurface Solutions, if I'm correct.
Okay. Good plug. Strayed from out of bounds. I didn't see him go outside the white flags at all. And that would have been a 10-point infraction. And 50-point infraction if the competitor opened undesignated access points, such as probably the transformer. We never get inside transformers to do a locate. So if he would try to open that, it would have been a huge infraction. Failure to return the utility record and the judges table, that would be like the map or any of the other stuff that you use to try to figure out where stuff is. And the judge calls time, or because he hits 12 minutes, that's a huge infraction if he ended up going over his time. 100-point infraction if he actually got a ghost measurement. That means he put a measurement down that doesn't even exist. That's 100 points. You don't want that for sure. Disqualification if he gets pissed off and he cusses us out. We have the utmost respect for everybody competing, so I don't know why anybody would cuss out a judge. Strayed from the designated event boundaries, damaged any of the access points, including but not limited to peeling or removing wire, coated or insulated jacket material. So if you're doing telephone, you don't want to sit there and get a knife out and start peeling stuff away. Use of a cell phone, big infraction, don't do that. Best to just leave your cell phone at the table. And competitor altering any of the events, such as like if you got a locate and you try to use your boot to scrape against the ground to kind of mark it, you don't want that. We don't want any of the future competitors to know where you've located at. But he did fairly well, so I'm going to go ahead and complete this scorecard here, and we'll get it handed in to the judges, and he'll find out if he wins or loses. So that's basically it. I'm Jeff, or I'm Travis. You're Jeff, and thanks. Hopefully that helps, and we look forward to seeing you at the next competition.